So a few weeks ago, I happened to have a conversation with a cellist friend of mine about my daily warm-up routine that I've developed over the last year since I've really gotten back into playing. And she said, "Oh, have you recorded this for your students?" And I said, "No." And then I went back and thought about it. And I really wish that when I was 12 or 13 years old, I would have been able to watch a video like this. So I'm going to practice my daily routine for you and just mention a few things about it in case you're curious. And I have it set up the same order every day so that if I need to take a break, because I get often interrupted, I can just dip right back in where I left off. Get tuned here. There's a lot of glare. I pick different keys every day. I'm going to start with B today, and I'm going to start with poof bows. The thing I want to say though is when I'm doing my basics routine every day, I am imagining that I am preparing to compete in the Queen Elizabeth competition. I'm way too old for that, not eligible, but that fantasy helps me focus my attention on making the most beautiful resonant sound I can, which is largely a bow thing, but also it goes toward intonation and freedom of movement. And also tuning my musical imagination toward the expressive nuance and beauty that I ultimately want. vary the routine a little bit from day to day. Like sometimes I do a few extra numbers of one or another of the scales. To me, it feels like some of the magic is actually getting to play the scale as many times as I do. The level of detail is really great. That was 6 on to 7. 7 is easy because you always turn around on the tonic. Sometimes I do 10 and 11, but not usually. I'm going to do the whole way up, the whole way down. Whole way up and down on the up. And on the down. So in my mind, the pouf bow or the martele is like the foundational stroke of violin playing. I like pouf because it really describes what happens. You give energy, and then it runs out and just rests on the string. And the ability to rest on the string is what creates tone. Everything else grows from that. So now I have to go help someone in the kitchen for a little bit, and so that's my first break, and I'll be back. So next, metronome on 40, slurs. Sometimes I set it as low as 38 or as high as 42. That was 4, so next is 5. Separates. Sometimes I do more iterations starting up and down bow for each number because it's important on the even numbers to be able to do up as well as down. And I move around to different parts of the bow. Sometimes I start at the frog, sometimes I start at the tip and migrate because I want to have really smooth changes, like elliptical changes in all the different parts of the bow. So I'm really listening to bow speed. I think I'll start at the frog today with down bows. Switching to minor, so I'm going to do that now because I want to do 4 again starting up bow anyway. do 2 clicks per bow in slurs, and whereas the scales and slurs I do 1 click per bow, but sometimes I swap those two. With the long slurs and the string crossings in the arpeggios, so it's a really good chance to work on smooth string crossings. And I don't do the same fingerings all the time. I have like kind of 3 different arpeggio fingerings I do. But anyway, I'm going to do this one today. Oops. So 2 notes per click, 2 clicks per bow works out to be 4 in a bow. Sometimes if I'm feeling really spicy, I do some cross rhythms like 3 in a bow, which is slower, or 5 in a bow, but I'm just going to keep it basic today. So 3 is next. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I skip 7. I haven't ever felt good about doing 7 to the click on arpeggios. Maybe I'll get good at it someday, but I haven't tried to. I haven't tried to yet. So 8. 1, 2, 1, 2. Brave today and try 12. I hate 12 with the higher arpeggios, but this is a lower one, so I think I can do it. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'll just keep trying it and maybe it'll work out someday. So then I work on vibrato speeds, and for some reason this really irks me in my practice. I do every speed multiples of 10 from 120 to 220, except for when I was really working on the Bartók second concerto, I spent some time with 230, 240, and 250 just because some artists really use fast vibrato there. So I try to get around to different parts of the instrument with the vibrato because the technique feels different up high versus down low, and on different strings, like the angles are all different. And I'm not worrying a huge amount about different width varieties because that kind of changes with the speed, but maybe I should study width more. Sometimes I'm really organized about where I play the different speeds, but a lot of times I just sort of pick different places. Sometimes I slur, but usually I don't. I usually am spending some time trying to get resonance with the finger just loose on the string before I add the vibrato, particularly as it gets faster, and I at least do each of the 4 fingers. Anyway, you'll see. This is 120. 140 is next. As I said, this part irks me and I'm not sure why, but I'm always glad I did it because I feel so much more in control and loose after I do this practice. straight, so there's like a little bit of to the sound as it rotates. So I'm going back and trying to straighten it out because I really want to get the high overtone sounds close to the bridge without getting a ponticello. I'm always modulating my approach to the bow based on what I'm hearing. That is when I'm not totally distracted by other stuff. I'm focused right now. The string bowings. I have a habit right now of starting at 60 and going by 3s up to 99. If I'm in a hurry, I'll do by 5s up to 100. I'm doing 6 notes per click, both down bow and up bow, and I'm in G minor. That's one of the practices I did when I was really working a lot on the Mendelssohn Scherzo. When I've been doing some other things like Mozart A major concerto, I did a different off the string bowing. I did 1 click, 2 slurred, 2 separate, but off the string. When I was working on La Mer, I did that would be like A major, G sharp minor, 2 slurred, 1 off the string, and also triplets off the string. But I want to do both down and up bow because they don't feel the same at all. And if you don't practice the up bow, you feel super uncoordinated. At least I do. Tempo can feel really different, so it's important to do a lot of speed surrounding what I actually want to accomplish. Because I'm not always in the right part of the bow when I change strings. 75. So I implied, I don't always do the same thing here. And if there's a skill that I'm feeling not great about in a piece, whether about somewhere in register or a rhythmic thing or a bowing thing, or a key, I will create a routine around that, probably in this spot in my routine. So then that leaves double stops, and sometimes I practice octaves, thirds, sixths. They're all really important. But right now I've just recently started practicing fingered octaves in C minor, because I was thinking I really want to play that Paganini Caprice with the fingered octaves in C minor easily. So I'm spending a lot of time going back and forth between two notes, so I get the transitions worked out. that's my basics routine right now. And it's after I do that, I feel like I'm ready to tackle any of the repertoire that I'm currently needing to be involved in, with like my ears turned on and my body warmed up and really sensitive. And I'm ready to create beautiful sound. And I would say that this routine differs from other routines that I've done in the past, either by choice or by instruction of my teacher, in that the sheer number of repetitions really, I mean, that's magical. You get so much out of, I get so much out of that. And the emphasis I'm putting on creating beautiful sound all the time. I don't want to just go through the motions. I'm doing this because I want to sound amazing. So, and the other piece of that for me is just the fantasy about, you know, entering a violin competition. That really helps me focus my ears on what's important. Oh, so then I'll say, if you're trying to create your own routine, you know, you don't need to copy mine exactly. You want to have the elements there, but of course you do the things that you know how to do already, and then build from that and discover what you need.